Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Aziz Ul Haq. I am currently serving in oil and gas sector and having an experience over 20 years in the field. Preparing different types of analysis and reports using different tools. My today's video is in continuation to the gap analysis tools. Today we will learn about the McKinsey 7SS framework in detail. I have collected the data and information from a different website to make it more comprehensive for you to watch my video. In this gap analysis video, only brief information provided. Now we are going to learn in detail. Please watch video till end for clear understanding. You can watch my videos on my channel Think Future Onwards Academy and Resource of Educational Development, RED, separately. You can find the link below in description of this video. First of all, I will give you brief introduction about analysis. Let's begin. While performing a gap analysis, there are many ways to identify and view problems. There are some common frameworks that you can utilize to perform the process. Each framework can be used as an organizing principle for both the discovered causes and the recommended changes. Looking for misalignments among the categories or areas can also help you identify root causes. A gap analysis is a comparison of two views of a business system, the view of the current situation and the view of the desired future situation. McKinsey's 7's model is a framework that analyses a business's organizational design by looking at 7 internal factors. The McKinsey 7's model is one of the most popular strategic planning tools. Businesses commonly use it to analyze internal elements that affect organizational success. The model recognizes 7 of these elements and considers them to be interlinked, therefore it's difficult to make significant progress in one area without making progress in other areas as well. Accordingly, to be successful, the organization should ensure that all these elements are aligned and reinforced. The model categorizes the 7 elements as either hard or soft. Hard elements: strategy, structure, system. Soft elements: shared values, skills, style, staff. Now we will learn how we are making every part of organization work in harmony. We need to find out the answer of certain questions like: do you know how well organization is positioned to achieve its goals? Or what elements influence its ability to implement change successfully? Models of organizational effectiveness go in and out of fashion, but the McKinsey 7S framework has stood the test of time. Now we will see how to use framework. There are certain points needs to be considered as follows. To successfully execute new strategies. To analyze how different key parts of your organization work together. To facilitate changes in the organization. To help align processes during a merger or acquisition. To support management thinking during strategy implementation and change management. How model helps to understand the gaps in business. McKinsey's 7's model is a framework that analyses a business's organizational design by looking at 7 internal factors. It helps to understand the gaps in a business as follows. Identify areas to optimize and boost business performance. Align processes and departments during a merger or acquisition. Examine the results of future changes within the business. When to use the McKinsey 7S model. You can use the 7S model in a wide variety of situations where it's useful to examine how the various parts of your organization work together. For example, it can help you to improve the performance of your organization, or to determine the best way to implement a proposed strategy. The framework can be used to examine the likely effects of future changes in the organization, or to align departments and processes during a merger or acquisition. You can also apply the McKinsey 7S model to elements of a team or a project. An organization comprises of different aspects, the functioning of which defines the organizational strengths or weaknesses. Thus, this framework consists of 7 such crucial factors, and explanation of these factors as follows point by point. Factor 1. Hard elements, strategy. This is organization's plan for building and maintaining a competitive advantage over its competitors. A strategy is a plan the company develops to maintain its competitive advantage in the market. It consists of a set of decisions and action steps that need to be taken in response to the changes in the company's external environment, which includes its customers and competitors. An effective strategy would find external opportunities and develop the necessary resources and capabilities to convert the environmental changes into sources of new competitive advantage. Strategy checklist questions. What is our strategy? How do we intend to achieve our objectives? How do we deal with competitive pressure? How are changes in customer demands dealt with? How is strategy adjusted for environmental issues? Factor 2. Hard elements, structure. This how your company is organized, that is, how departments and teams are structured, including who reports to whom. The structure is the organizational chart of the company. It represents how the different units and divisions of the company are organized, who reports to whom, and the division and integration of tasks. The structure of a company could be hierarchical or flat, centralized or decentralized, autonomous or outsourced, or specialized or integrated. Compared to most other elements, this one is more visible and easier to change. Structure checklist questions. How is the company/team divided? What is the hierarchy? How do the various departments coordinate activities? How do the team members organize and align themselves? Is decision-making and controlling centralized or decentralized? Is this as it should be, given what we're doing? Where are the lines of communication? Explicit and implicit. Factor 3. Hard elements, system. The daily activities and procedures that staff use to get the job done. These are the primary and secondary activities that are part of the company's daily functioning. Systems include core processes such as product development and support activities such as human resources, procurement, or accounting. System checklist questions. What are the main systems that run the organization? Consider financial and HR systems as well as communications and document storage. Where are the controls and how are they monitored and evaluated? What internal rules and processes does the team use to keep on track? Factor 4. Soft elements, shared values. These are the core values of the organization, as shown in its corporate culture and general work ethic. They were called superordinate goals when the model was first developed. Shared values are also referred to as superordinate goals and are the element that is in the core of the model. It is the collective value system that is central to the organizational culture and represents the company's standards and norms, attitudes, and beliefs. It's regarded as the organization's most fundamental building block that provides a foundation for the other 6 elements. Factor 5. Soft elements, style. This refers to the management style of the company leadership. It includes the actions they take, the way they behave, and how they interact. Style checklist questions. How participative is the management or leadership style? How effective is that leadership? Do employees or team members tend to be competitive or cooperative? Are there real teams functioning within the organization or the just nominal groups? Factor 6. Soft elements staff. The most valuable strategic asset of an organization is its staff or human resources. This element focuses on the number of employees, recruitment, development of employees, remuneration, and other motivational considerations. Staff checklist questions. What positions or specialization are represented within the team? What positions need to be filled? Are there gaps in required competencies? Factor 7. Soft elements, skills. Skills are the skill set and capabilities of the organization's human resources. Core competencies or skills of employees are intangible, but they play a major role in attaining sustainable competitive advantage. Skills checklist questions. What are the strongest skills represented within the company or teams? Are there any skills gaps? What is the company or team known for doing well? Do the current team members have the ability to do the job? How are skills monitored and assessed? You can see in the picture certain steps to follow the process which we are going to learn in application of McKinsey 7's model step by step. You can use TE model to identify which elements you need to realign to improve performance, or to maintain alignment and performance during other changes. These changes could include restructuring, new processes, an organizational merger, new systems, and change of leadership. Follow these steps. Start with your shared value. Then look at the hard elements. Next, look at the soft elements. As you adjust and align the elements. Firstly, the management needs to find out the problem area, which requires the application of this model. The next step is to make sure that the organizational design is optimal. Also, through research and benchmarking, the level of alignment of the 7 elements with this corporate design is ascertained. After analyzing the degree of alignment among the 7 elements, the management has to outline the areas which demand change or needs to be reorganized, along with the kind of modification required. Next comes the successful implementation of the planned change with the help of experienced personnel, for acquiring effective outcomes. As we already know that these elements improvise from time to time, thus, they should be regularly assessed, to maintain the organizational efficiency. Now we will discuss the certain advantages of 7's model. This model has been successfully applied by many known business entities to bring efficiency in their operations. Let us now understand the various benefits of McKinsey 7's framework, which makes it a popular tool in the business world. Enhancement of organizational effectiveness. When the essential components of the firm are aligned with its vision, the organization can achieve the desired objectives in a better way. Align organizational departments and process. It helps in bringing the various departments and processes in sync with each other, especially when mergers or acquisition takes place. Implementation of strategies. It also facilitates the systematic application of the policies, regulations, and strategies framed by the top management. Analyze future impacts on organizational changes. The management can analyze the effects of changing corporate culture, policies, strategies, structure, technology over the organization. Comprehensive framework. It is a broad approach since it inspects each of the 7 elements and their correlation with each other. Links academic research with management practice. This model is not only theoretically developed but have been practically tested and applied for managing business organizations. Now we will review certain disadvantages of 7's model. The McKinsey 7's model is though helpful for the achievement of corporate goals, it consumes a lot of time and efforts of the managerial personnel, hampering the other activities. There are certain other limitations of this approach, which are discussed below. Lack of practical support. The conclusion of the analysis sometimes does not have a proper factual backing. Loopholes in strategy formulation or execution. There are possibilities that the management may overlook some of the minute facts while framing or implementing the strategies. Lack of explanation of strategy explanation. When it comes to the accomplishment of strategies, the analyst fails to explain such application clearly. Static model. It is a stagnant framework, especially in the short term, since its result cannot be analyzed so soon. Difficult to access its viability. It is difficult to evaluate the degree of suitability of this model in a business organization. Ignore external environment. This framework emphasizes on the analysis of the organization's internal factors, neglecting the external factors which substantially affect the business operations. There are some key points needs consideration. You can apply the McKinsey 7's framework to almost any organizational or team effectiveness issue. If something within your organization or team isn't working, chances are there is inconsistency between some of the 7 elements identified in the model. These are strategy, structure, systems, shared values, style, staff, and skills. Once you reveal these inconsistencies, you can work to align these elements to make sure they are all contributing to the shared goals and values. The process of analyzing where you are right now in terms of these elements is worthwhile in itself. but you can really move your organization or team forward by determining the desired future state for each of the factors. Conclusion. The McKinsey 7s model has positioned the shared values at the center of the framework and the rest of the 6 elements around it. This is because the 7s tool strongly believes that the organizational values hold significance in nurturing a business where all the other aspects are framed in alignment with this factor. Feedback. I hope you enjoyed this video, and before leaving, if you have not already subscribed this channel, make sure to subscribe, like and hit the bell icon to get updates when I post new videos. Provide your feedback in comments. Join social media on following links.